If you thought you knew all about the great Carole King, go see Beautiful, the Carole King musical, and get ready for an eye-opening and heartwarming experience. The show is fantastic, the music is classic, and the cast is superb. We dropped in on Jessie Mueller, who plays Carole King, just before she went on stage. She was kind enough to give us a backstage tour. Broadway and Broadway stars. They're bigger than life. Let's go see what the star of Beautiful, the Carole King musical, Jessie Mueller, is really like. How do you incarnate Carole King every night?
We're in my dressing room now. I've got pictures everywhere. There was a lot of listening. And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. We really did try to make it by herself. Some lyricists, when she got to California, but the majority of the music was what she wrote with her husband, Jerry Goffin, so she wrote music. And I mean, they wrote every Will You Love Me Tomorrow, The Locomotion, Up on the Roof.
On the roof, it's peaceful as can be.
Do you know how
and there the world?
What happens in the story is that Jerry has written lyrics. Carole had already written music. This was the true story of how it happened. And she left it on the piano. He got home late from work that night. He was working as a chemist in a biolab. And she was like, babe, hey, you know, here's the music. Try to get the lyric down before tomorrow. That's when we have to pitch this. And sure enough, he did. She woke up the next morning, the lyrics were on his chest, and she picked them up and went over the piano. And that's what happens in the show.
challenging song for you in the show?
I think it's probably Natural Woman. You make me feel like a natural woman.
We even peeked in on some of her co-stars.
Oh, Shake Epstein, are you here?
You're just great.
This is Ashley Blanchett. And
Hello.
she plays Little Eva.
Aaron!
Yes, sorry.
Can we come say hi?
Please come say hi.
Look, I've finished Jared Spectre.
Hi. Hey! I can't believe
It's
it.
Barry Mann.
Wouldn't you know my luck, an hour after I left the theater, guess who shows up for the first time? The real Carole King. Wow, wow. All right, we have a special treat for you. Jared Spectre, who you just saw make a cameo appearance in our little story, plays a legendary songwriter, Barry Mann, in Beautiful, and they're right here together. This is great. So did you have an opportunity to meet with Barry and talk about your part before the show?
We met very briefly at a reading of the show, you know, sort of an early stage where you'd stand behind a bunch of music stands and sort of give the presentation to a room full of people in a rehearsal, in a very well-lit, sort of terrifying rehearsal room. And of course the man you're playing is sitting right in front of you, and that was the very first time we met. And then we went through the rehearsal process and got to sort of get our hands on the material a little bit, and then we got to, my co-star Anika Larson, who plays his wife, Cynthia Weil.
Great.
What's it like to meet you?
Yeah, it's the sweetest thing. You know, when he is up there playing me, I feel that I'm up there. I really do.
Really?
And I'm pulling for myself, and I'm pulling for laughs, and he gets laughs. I really does. That's me right there.
Well, I want to talk about the laughs, because you're very funny in the show.
Thank you.
Are you a funny guy?
I'm supposed to be.
Are you? Okay, you're a hypochondriac in the show. Are you a hypochondriac?
You know, I guess I am. They peg me. I think I am a hypochondriac. But as I've gotten older, I've gotten a little bit less hypochondriac.
He's just concerned. He's not a hypochondriac.
Yeah.
He's concerned about how.
Right.
So what was it like? I was there last week doing our little behind-the-scenes thing, and then Carole King shows up. What was that like?
It was a shock. It was. I mean, we're in the middle of, you know, it's the time of year when we give the speech to raise money for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, which is this wonderful organization. And so I'm up there you know, doing my usual spiel and trying to make the cast laugh a little bit, and of course raise money at the same time. And then everyone, and I look over and there she is, and it was just, and then of course she took over the stage like the showman that she is. And
she is Carole King.
Oh, she's Carole.
Yeah.
I mean, she just took over.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and then she sang with us. I mean, it was incredible.
I think we have a little bit of sound from that. Let's roll that clip. Oh, this, okay, well then we'll do that a little bit later. I want to ask you about that.
Yeah.
She's saying, didn't she raise like $30,000?
Yeah, she said, I mean, of course the audience is screaming, sing a song, and she said, all right, if you raise enough money, if you pledge enough money for Broadway Cares, we'll all sing a song. And so I went back up and I said, okay, we'll have an auction, and 3 people bid $10,000 each.
$30,000 for Carole King to sing.
Yeah, for Carole King to sing. And they got to come back and meet her.
I'm so sorry that I wasn't there. I would have loved to be there.
Are you still, friendly with Carole King? Do you stay in touch?
Oh, yeah, we've been friendly for 50 years.
So the whole story about in Beautiful is Carole and Jerry and Barry and Cynthia. Oh, here you are. There's Barry, there's Cynthia, there's Carole.
Right, that's Jeff Barry, by the way.
Yeah. So the whole story is how this competition of you two as songwriters, and you were telling me, just briefly, that it's pretty factual. The stories you see in the musical is what went down in your life.
Yeah, I mean, it was very kind of difficult in a sense to have them as friends because we really loved them, but at the same time, we didn't want them to get the record that we wanted to get. And so we kind of felt guilty that our friends, ended up getting the record and we didn't.
I know, there's a great scene where there's a race to the publisher, very compelling. We do have a little bit of the show with you and Annika playing...
Anika,
playing Cynthia, your wife now.
Right, yes.
See, I got to keep all these dots connected. Let's take a look.
Though sometimes we'll fight,
I won't really care.
and I know it's gonna be alright, 'cause we got so much we share. Like walking in the rain and wishing on the stars up above and being so in love.
Ah, wow. Okay, so I want to ask you a question in a second, Barry, but Jared, your voice is amazing. Your range is great.
Oh, thank you.
You could be in that Jersey Boys show.
I could.
You could maybe even be in that Jersey Boys show.
I could, I suppose, if I really wanted to go back.
Yes, go back. I have to ask you, do you play piano?
I do play the piano.
But are the pianos real, or is
the keys work?
The keys work.
The keys work.
but I'm
They
hearing the
press
piano
down.
from somewhere else, because the way you guys orchestrate that is great.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a little bit of theater magic in where the sound is coming from. But we are playing a piano, and we often have sheet music in front of us.
Yeah.
So we're playing same thing with the guitar. I play the guitar, and so when I do that, I'm playing what's supposed to be played.
And the song we just heard, one of the eons that you wrote, and I was doing my research and I thought, well, probably when you're talking about Barry Mann, it's probably easier to say, what didn't you write? This is amazing. As far as the song selection for the show, did you have anything to do with that?
A little bit, but not much. Basically, it's a show based on more of Carole King centered.
Right.
So we had to definitely have more of her songs, because they're going to fit her personality.
Right.
But the ones that were picked were really some of my best songs for the 60s.
Well, but also the songs that were picked tell the story, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is very brilliant. How familiar were you with Barry's songbook before you took the role on?
I knew all of the songs. With all due respect, I just didn't necessarily know who wrote all of these.
Oh, I'm
all of
leaving.
these.
I didn't
No, that's the great thing. It's like we know all the songs.
Right.
So I was doing research. You wrote Blame It on the Bossa Nova.
Yes.
I love Blame It on the Bossa Nova. It's just, all this great music from so many decades. You talk about Jersey Boys. How did Jersey Boys help prepare you for this show?
Well, certainly the vocal preparation of Jersey Boys. I mean, you come out of that sort of gauntlet and you feel like you can sing just about anything. So, the handful of tunes that I sing in this show, I sing We Gotta Get Out of This Place in the second act, this sort of big, heavy rock song.
Huge,
and it's,
it does it great, too.
And thank you very much. And that, this Animals tune. So it's, that one, it's sort of easy. I mean, it's just, I've been singing like this for 6 years. So, and of course, playing a real life person, in Jersey Boys for as long as I did, it helps to prepare you to play another real-life person. It's not quite so daunting when Barry's in the house.
Well, you're just a masterful performance on your part.
Thank
and
you
I hate to ask you this, but you've probably been asked this before. Do you have a favorite Barry Mann song?
Again, you know, as most people say, most songwriters will say their songs are like children.
Right.
You really can't pick the best children. But I would think You've Lost That Love and Feeling probably is.
How'd that work out for you? This is great.
It's only became the most played song of the last century.
Yes,
That's about it,
in history. And that's it. It's, you guys tell history. It's a great show. And you can catch Jared in Beautiful, the Carole King musical at the Stephen Sondheim Theater, a great theater, by the way. And you can see Jared tomorrow night right in our neighborhood. He's performing at 54 Below on West 54th Street. And Barry is going to join him. So together making more music magic. An honor to meet you, sir.
Thank you.
A terrific performance.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. That was